Good morning everyone and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Ringo Plus. When last we left off, we went through a little bit of the labyrinth, but not very much because I was quite ill. But today I am feeling quite a bit better. So, let's continue on. I also had a very in-depth theory, and I think it's going to be true.
Then...
So, yeah, let's get on with it. This question is, how did the culprit use armor power? Now, if we think that they rode along with armor power, I would guess that you can't class that as a weapon, but I think you can class it as a shield. So let's go through this.
Huh? What do you mean, use Amapal as a shield?
Amapal is supposed to be sturdy enough to withstand an elephant stepping on it, right? The culprit may have used Amapal as a shield against the security system.
So, the culprit followed behind Amapal to avoid the toxic gas and explosions?
I get it!
Not behind, on top.
Master.
Really? I don't think so.
Hey! Master just showed off how smart and logical he is.
Okay, maybe it's neither, which is the correct option here.
Master wasn't smart after all! Come on, take it to the top!
No, it can't be bypassed with armor power.
Yeah! Even if Amapal itself is fine, it wouldn't be able to protect the culprit from the toxic gas.
High voltage shocks can be bypassed with armor power. Yes.
It's gonna crush us!
But it can be bypassed, because you can stand on top of it. I guess no is the correct option here then.
Even though Amapal is sturdy, it couldn't withstand the high voltage shock from the panel chamber.
But
Which means it'd be impossible to use Amapal to protect yourself.
I suppose that's right, actually. But we had Fubuki's
You're only realizing
forte.
this now. At this rate, you'll be a grandpa before you stop being a rookie.
Perhaps you will improve in the next life.
I'm trying my best in this life!
Okay, so it's got to be neither then. It's got to be neither. Yeah.
Do you think neither is really the right answer?
Given the process of elimination, that must be it. Amapal's hands aren't designed to hold anything, so it couldn't use the knife to murder the doctor.
Also, the doctor was
Which
already dead
means
when we got in there.
Amapal wasn't the murder weapon. And the culprit couldn't have used it as a shield. It can't neutralize the toxic gas, and the high voltage shock would destroy it.
So then, how did the culprit use Amapal?
I think we'll find out if we continue down this path.
He used armor power as a proxy for Fubuki's.
Wrong answer? Come on, Master!
Ow!
Huh? We're...
We've been here before. It looks like we've been brought back.
We're going to have to go on a side
door we
path
opened
again.
earlier is closed again. Why's that?
Yeah, I wonder why.
Even the question is the same. Does that mean we gotta do it all over again?
Well, the logic is still sound. There's no other hiding spot for the culprit besides the airlock.
So you want to choose the same answer and keep going?
If you do, you'll just repeat the whole process again. We'll just be brought back here if we can't figure out how did the culprit use Amapao. And I refuse to walk any more than I have to.
Hey, don't sit down!
What should I do?
Stand up! Stand up right now!
Stop it. Leave me alone.
If you want me to leave you alone, then help my useless master out!
I love Shinigami and Vivia together.
Fine. Just one thing then. We're back at where was the culprit before the crime? Because you're stuck at how did the culprit use Amapao? With that in mind, these two questions are connected.
Connected? Both the culprit's location and how Amapao was used?
Help him out more! More!
The culprit was hiding in the airlock, where you also left the robot, right? At that moment, only the culprit and Amapao were there. So maybe the culprit did something.
The culprit did something to Amapao?
Clues are always there, right under your nose.
Yeah, they
It's a
rode
detective's
along
job
with
to notice them. Did
with
you
Amapao.
notice anything strange back then? Any tiny detail?
Yeah, there was a
Try to remember.
bonk or something.
Something strange. Hey! Now that you mention it, back then...
Oh, hey, the screen lit up. So this is what Amapao sees. It's like the cockpit of a mecha.
Whoa, what was that?
Did it break already? I thought it was state of the art.
Yeah, this.
No, it's alright. It's stabilized. There was a moment when the camera stopped functioning while I was controlling Amapao. It returned to normal pretty quick, but maybe...
See? I told you it was right under your nose. You don't need any additional help from me, right?
That was a clue to help solve this mystery?
Come on, Yuma.
Actually, everything in this world is a key to solving mysteries. You just haven't noticed them. Perhaps there is more you're overlooking. Was there anything else unusual?
Something unusual. Something I missed.
Anything else? It's not like Amapao's camera showed the culprit.
Wait, that's it!
Huh?
Now that I think about it, wasn't that strange? The culprit must have gotten ahead of Amapao, but why didn't they ever show up on the camera? If the culprit went past Amapao to enter the doctor's lab, they would have been spotted for sure.
No, because
Now
we
that
were
you
pressing the button
mention
now.
But nobody showed up on camera. How did the culprit manage to pull that off? How can you move from the airlock to the doctor's lab without appearing even once on Amapao's camera?
Hey, aren't you just adding another mystery?
No. All the pieces are here.
Huh?
Yuma, the mysteries you face now can be solved with a single answer.
How did the
A
culprit
single
use
answer?
Amapao?
Sheesh. I talk too much.
Whoa, one mystery after another! What do you do now? It's a Pandora's box of mysteries!
Let's stay calm and think about it.
They were
There's
on top
plenty of
of
time.
Amapao.
Or not. I'll keep reading while you wrap things up.
Remember what he said, Master. All it takes is one answer to solve these mysteries. Use those weak brain cells of yours and think!
Hey, don't call me weak.
Culprit's location. Amapal's usage. Its malfunction. Why didn't the culprit appear on camera? All this can be solved with just one answer?
Yeah. On top. Transportation. Jumped on it. They were on top of the head.
Got it! The culprit rode on Amapal's head, using it as a method of transportation.
Very easy.
The door opened!
Yay!
With every open door, it will be harder for you to turn back. Are you sure you want to keep going?
Absolutely. I will find the truth no matter what. This is for the Nocturnal Detective Agency.
So, Fink must be, yeah, Fufurio then.
Hey, you said the culprit rode on top of Amapal. What did you mean by that?
Literally what I said. The culprit rode Amapal and used it to get through.
It's an Arahabaki.
After we left Amapal in the airlock, the culprit came out of the decontamination device. Then they jumped on Amapal's head. The disruption in the footage was from the impact.
That's insane.
Arahabaki and
Is it?
Moyai.
I think it's fairly reasonable. Amapal can withstand up to 100 kilograms of weight. So, someone riding on it shouldn't affect
I
its
don't know what that is. It's
functionality.
like a crow thing.
The shoe print on Amapal's head wasn't caused by someone kicking it. It was left there from the culprit hopping on and off.
After that, the culprit simply rode on it as it moved toward the doctor's lab. By doing so, the culprit was able to evade the camera and remain hidden as they made their way through the lab.
You're right. If it's true, then it does solve all of the previous mysteries. It had to be the culprit riding on a robot. It makes me laugh.
But Yuma, have you not realized it? You're still missing something. One major mystery remains.
What's with that huge sigh?
The greatest mystery of this case should appear soon. Just the thought of it gets me feeling down.
This case's greatest mystery?
How did the culprit survive? How did the culprit survive the toxic gas?
This is the panel chamber.
That means the doctor's lab is just beyond it. If we can get through here, we'll reach the goal, yeah?
Hopefully.
Is this the greatest
When did the
mystery
culprit get off
you
armor
mentioned?
power? When we were pressing the button.
Not exactly what I was envisioning.
Well, this is the mystery to be solved, so let's clear it out.
Beats me.
When would it have been possible to get into the room ahead of us? It would be wet while opening the door.
The culprit murdered the doctor before Amapal entered the room. Which means the culprit had to have gotten ahead of Amapal at some point.
He
It was when
rotated.
the door first opened. At that moment, the culprit snuck into the doctor's room.
Yeah, When the doors were slowly opening, just like this. That's when the culprit took their chance.
I don't think they needed to jump over
moment there was
the...
enough space for a person to slip through, the culprit hopped off and went
I
inside.
don't think they needed to jump over the door like that. Oh, is there a red mage? Yep.
We still haven't reached the goal. I thought we could get into the doc's lab now.
No,
Is
it's
this
never
a
that
joke
easy,
to you?
Shinigami.
Your deduction is full of holes. If this is a joke, it's not very funny.
Master, you know what to do.
Of course.
I'll take your garbage deduction and toss it in the trash. I am the saint of Kanai Ward, protecting it from filth like you!
Probably
The
Amapal was
culprit
the
hopped
same.
off Amapal as the door opened, then slipped through the gap in the door. That's impossible, even for Fink the Slaughter Artist! Think about it. If Amapal's line of sight changed just a bit, the camera would have caught it. No one would do something so risky.
Yeah, so...
The crime would have been exposed. The culprit must be really lucky. What, did they use some sort of special power?
Right.
No.
For now.
The culprit hopped off Amapal as the door opened, then slipped through the gap in the door. That's impossible, even to think the slaughter artist. Think about it.
Whoops.
If Amapal's line of sight changed just a bit,
BAM!
I'll slash through this mystery.
Slash through this mystery.
Amapal is designed so that when its hand is stretched out, it won't execute any other inputs. That's why when it was pressing the button for the door, the culprit didn't show up on the camera.
you little maggots, don't get so full of yourselves. You're not getting out of here alive.
Yeah, we will. You know who isn't? Think the Slaughter Artist. Who is actually Yakko Furio. I'm gonna stand by that. And if it's not Yakko Furio, I'm gonna be so mad.
I get it. So Amapal couldn't move while the door was opening. That's when the culprit took their chance.
Since the door opens outward, it's possible to take advantage of the blind spot it creates. That's how the culprit managed to stay outside the camera's view as they entered the doctor's room.
So it's an elaborate murder that took advantage of Amapal's design, and even the direction the door opens. Whoever planned this must have really wanted the doctor dead. I guess you can call it an obsession. How scary. Just like this passageway. Where will it take us? Perhaps a suite with the culprit's obsession on full display? A room of nightmares?
A room of
Knock
nightmares.
it off with the weird soliloquies. Let's go.
You're really going?
Huh?
Oh,
Again?
another one.
This thing!
Hey, Yuma. When the culprit entered the doctor's room while the door was open,
Huh? Yeah?
at the time, the doctor was in the room, right? If the door opened and an intruder entered, how could the doctor not have noticed?
So what if he did notice? It's not a big deal.
Yes, it is. If he had noticed an intruder, the doctor would have turned to face him. Which means he wouldn't have been stabbed in the
Oh,
back.
that is true.
That piece of trash is right. Your logic is flawed.
Hey, what are you, on the Phantom side now?
Listen to my incredible words of wisdom. Your crappy deduction is worth less than shit! Everything you do is a fucking mistake!
Hey, you can't say that. Another red mage.
Damn it! Your deduction is inconsistent. It's full of inconsistencies.
That is incorrect.
By your logic, even if the doctor could be stabbed, it wouldn't be from behind. That's all impossible!
Yeah.
Maybe it wouldn't be from behind. Whoops.
Your deduction is inconsistent. It's full of inconsistencies. By your logic, even if the doctor could be stabbed, it wouldn't be from behind.
This one? Yeah.
Claim doesn't hold up. No, the culprit did stab the doctor in the back. That's how the body was discovered.
That's why I'm saying your deduction is inconsistent. By your logic, the doctor couldn't have been murdered in that way! The culprit quickly entered the lab. But the doctor was in the room at the time, right? There's no way he missed an intruder. Running is noisy. So Wesker would have heard and turned to face the culprit. And his chest would have been stabbed, not his back. Unless you think the doctor was asleep. Is there any trace of him being drugged? Even if he didn't look back from his desk, he would have heard someone coming!
Oh, no, he's deaf.
I get it.
Maybe.
It's deafening.
The culprit
Quickly entered the lab. But the doctor was in the room at the time, right? There's no way he missed an intruder. Running is noisy. So Wesker would have heard and turned to face the culprit. And his chest would have been stabbed, not his back. Unless you think the doctor was asleep. Is there any trace of him being drugged? Even if he didn't look back from his desk, he would have heard.
heard someone coming!
No,
The truth.
he is deaf.
Wait, the doctor had trouble hearing. That's why he didn't notice the intruder.
How'd he get in? Intruder window?
Now you're spouting nonsense. Say whatever you want, it won't save you. There's a gaping hole in your logic. And there's no way you're gonna fill it at this rate. Because you, more than anyone else, you're the one refusing to see the truth right before your eyes.
I don't know what that guy's talking about.
What? I refuse to see the truth? Vivius said the same thing, but...
It's strange, don't you think? Isn't it about time you noticed that something's off here?
Huh?
Maybe the fact that
You've solved many mysteries up to now, yet none of them are directly connected to the culprit's identity.
That's
true.
because the culprit is the hitman.
If that's the case, why haven't you reaped the hitman's soul? And that would end the labyrinth.
It's not that easy. The culprit will fight back, unless we solve all the mysteries first. Hang on. What are you getting at?
who is
In
Fink
my
the slaughter
eyes,
artist?
The reason a single mystery hasn't been directly connected to the culprit is because of Yuma's reluctance. It's pushing away the mysteries that lead to the culprit.
Huh?
Because Yuma knows that Yuma's gonna have to kill them.
Subconsciously, you're closing your eyes to the truth. That's why you haven't touched on the hole in your reasoning.
What hole?
Whatever, that's enough. Just ignore this guy and keep going.
Hey!
Yuma,
Jeez, go away!
you know what I'm talking about, don't you? The huge hole in this investigation?
What are you...
Just ignore him.
Let's review your deduction, shall we? The culprit took advantage of Amapau's locked position and entered the lab. And before the robot entered the room, that person stabbed the doctor from behind. However, they bumped into Amapau while escaping, causing it to fall over. That was obviously a mistake, but since it wasn't captured on video, they were able to avoid detection. After that, the culprit went inside the decontamination device in the airlock to hide from you.
That's correct. So what's the hole in my deduction?
It's before all of that. It remains the case's greatest
How did they survive the
mystery.
toxic gas?
Which is?
How did the culprit get past security?
What?
We already told you that. The culprit rode on top of Amapau as Master controlled it and was taken all the way to the doctor's lab.
But if someone was riding on it, how did they get past the high voltage shocks in the panel chamber?
Oh,
Because they knew we would use
This is the end for you. You have
Fubuki's
nowhere left to go.
forte.
oh, come on! Why now?
I won't let you maggots ruin the peace of Kanai Ward. As the king of Amaterasu Corporation and the guardian of Kanai Ward, I will stop you here and now.
Perhaps this too is an obsession. Why does he insist on covering up the truth? Tell me, what will you do, Yuma? Are you going to stay willfully blind?
No, I'll fight. Whether it's subconscious or not, I won't look away from the truth.
I don't think
I'll
Yuma
find the truth
knows
no
it's
matter
Yaku
what.
Furio,
This is for the chief and everyone at the Nocturnal Detective Agency.
but I think Yuma just doesn't want to kill people.
Good luck. You'll
By
never
ripping their
find
souls.
it. You'll scurry around this labyrinth forever, like blind mice. You'll rot away in here, looking for an answer that will never come.
Yeah. We're getting close to the end, I think. Getting close to the end of this episode as well.
Keep playing with your shit, deductions.
Hey, you can't say that.
You still haven't solved the greatest mystery. How did the culprit get past the security? The critical lab security system was always live.
Yeah, that's true.
There was no way to reach the doctor. The panel chamber shocks would have fried the culprit. That security system? No living human can breach it. Don't tell me the culprit is a robot.
Okay, the second to last one.
But... that's right.
Keep playing with your shit deductions. You still haven't solved the greatest mystery. How did the culprit get past the security? The critical lab security system...
It was always live. There was no way to reach the doctor. The panel chamber shots would have fried the culprit. That security system?
No living human can breach it.
Bam!
I'll slash through this mystery.
I'll smash through this mystery.
A human could get past the panel chamber by using Fubuki's forte. In fact, that's how we got past the panels. The high voltage shocks kept destroying Amapal.
They destroyed Umpal
But
once.
we reversed
Well,
time
twice.
every time that happened.
Correct. So whenever it was struck by the current, you went back in time. But while that was occurring, the culprit, a human, was riding on top of Amapal. That person was burnt to a crisp every time you failed.
But
Which means you killed the culprit over and over again.
Vivia,
If only you had chosen to remain ignorant, I would have walked beside you in silence. But if you intend to seek the truth,
Oh no.
then I must stand in your way.
what are you doing? Why are you doing this?
He's going to betray you, Master.
Betray me?
It's up to you, Yuma. This is your final chance to save the world you believe in.
So
What are
Vivian
you
knows
going
it's
to do?
Yako. But I don't
It's
think
time
Human knows.
to decide your past and your future.
Why, Vivia?
Oh, we're actually doing a red mage with Vivia. That's crazy.
Let me ask you. How did the culprit bypass the toxic gas chamber?
Oh.
It's impossible to avoid the gas.
That's
The
true.
culprit would surely die.
That is also true. What's that?
You should already know this, right?
Yeah.
The gas is a special trait. The gas can see through even a gas mask. No ability can nullify its toxicity. Once it hits you, you're done for. You die before reaching Weska. No one can get past the gas chamber.
Right.
But
Okay.
Let me ask you. How did the culprit bypass the toxic gas chamber? It's impossible to avoid the gas. The culprit would surely die. You should already know this, right? The gas is a special trait.
Oops.
The gas can see through even a gas mask. No ability can nullify its toxicity. Once it hits you, you're done for. You die before reaching Weska.
No one.
this is the truth!
This is the truth.
If you pass through the toxic gas, you'll die. But you'll have 30 minutes before it kills you. Which means you could survive for 30 minutes.
What? Don't tell me.
There
Do
are
we get
no
it?
gas masks here that can block this toxic gas. And no fortes that can nullify it. There's only one way you could get through it.
By tanking it.
Do nothing. You endure it in hopes of Amapal taking you to the next room.
Then the culprit didn't do anything to counteract it and just passed through the toxic gas?
It's the only explanation that makes sense. This is the truth. I can't believe it. But if the culprit really did just endure the toxic gas,
Then they...
Would already be dead.
the culprit is...
It appears you finally glimpsed the truth. Well, how does it feel to have your world
That was cool.
shatter before your eyes? Isn't this what you wanted?
Huh? What's he talking about?
Yomi's Mystery Phantom and Fifia are both right. Subconsciously, I didn't want to know the truth.
Huh?
Up until now, the Mystery Labyrinth was withholding the mysteries that led to the culprit.
This is not good.
That's because it's a reflection of my own reluctance.
Master, what's wrong? Do you know who the culprit is? It's the hitman, right?
The truth is worthless. Nothing has less value in this isolated, rainy city.
This is where
No one wants the truth.
Yuma recognizes that it's
Not even
Yaku.
you. Now, rot away and die right here! No one will get in my way. Kanai Lord, Amaterasu! They both belong to me!
Are we doing a red mage against both of them? No. Yes. Yeah.
If the culprit carried out the crime like you deduced,
Whoops.
then they should be dead from the toxic gas.
Whoops.
No one at the scene has died from poisoning.
That's not true.
If you can understand that much, then what are you still doing here?
You're right that no one in that lab died from that toxic gas. But that was part of the culprit's plan from the beginning. They planned to distort the facts of their death.
Yuma, are you sure you want to face the truth? Your world will fall apart. The world that you believed in.
This isn't good.
Your deduction is wrong. Don't disturb the peace. It's not even worth debating. Is this the best you can do to refute it? Just give up and die!
This one?
This, I'll expose the truth!
Yeah.
The culprit misrepresented their death by using the hitman.
So So the hitman intended
The culprit
intended to kill
realized
him,
their
but
plan would be exposed if someone in the lab died from toxic gas. So they used the hitman to cover up their own death.
Use the hitman?
Meaning, the hitman wasn't hired to assassinate the doctor. They were hired to cover up the culprit's death by toxic gas.
Huh? The hitman's target was the culprit? Not the doctor? But the doctor was stabbed by the knife with the inscribed F. Doesn't that belong to the hitman?
Yako Furio.
All you would need is a similar knife. The story of Fink the Slaughter Artist using a knife inscribed with the letter F is well known.
Nah, we leave it alone until we receive further orders. Did you see the knife stuck in his back? It's the one that Fink the Slaughter Artist uses, right? I've heard about his knives inscribed with the letter F.
So it was all a ruse? The real culprit made it look like the hitman did it?
Oh no, Yuma's gonna hate this.
Stop. Stop, 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 stop! You useless garbage! To hell with detectives and the truth! I won't let you have your way in my city! There is no real culprit! Dr. Wesker was killed by the hitman!
Huh? What's going on? Who's the real culprit?
The real culprit. The real culprit is...
Yako Furio.
The time has finally come, Yuma. It's time for you to acknowledge what you've known all along. If the tiny crack spreads any further, the mirror will shatter, exposing the chaos of the real world. Knowing this, will you still expose the truth? Then, show me your conviction.
The clues pointing to the identity of the hitman's target. I know. I've known all along.
Now, expose the truth. Do it if you want to burn the world down.
Oh dear. It's this one. But we're gonna end this episode here. At this sad music and everything. Thank you for watching. If you stayed to the end, thank you so much. My theory from the beginning of this labyrinth is true. I didn't want it to be true. I was in the same mindset as Yuma, where I didn't really want that to be true because Yako is a good character and I really like him. But this is how the game is written. This is how it's wrote, and this is how it is. But it is a very good storyline, I think. It's going to give Yuma some really good character development here. Yeah. But we'll click on this photo next time. So I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I enjoy it myself as well. Yeah. It's sad that it's going to be like this, but that's okay. We're going to get through it together. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good night. Good night.